I hope I have not kept you guys too long. We are back with part 2 of Tier 9 1. I know I cut these up, but hopefully I have not kept you guys too long. I hope you guys are still enjoying the series. I hope everything has been well going into the New Year's. I hope you guys are having a good January so far. And you know what? I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's just hop straight in. And as the episodes go forward, we're just going to hop straight in because we already know the deal. So, right. Love you guys. Remember to be authentically yourself. Remember to love yourself. And if you have any requests outside the YouTube Iceberg, send them to my email down below or, you know, drop them down below. Let's go. All right, where we left off, the Bigfoot in Oregon, screams heard late at night on reservation video. I still do got a little bit of a cough. So.
The Bigfoot in Oregon screams heard late at night on reservation video is a video uploaded in 2013 by YouTube user Para Breakdown. It depicts a man in Oregon as he chronicles these strange laughter noises.
Let me actually do this too. All right. Was I just staring? I don't know.
Coming from the
Let's get it.
forest.
That almost sounds like laughter.
These laughing noises continue for the majority of the video, until finally, at around 3 minutes in, the man hears a gunshot noise along with the creature crying out in pain. Many have attributed this video to various cryptids over the years, most notably Bigfoot, if you couldn't tell from the title. However, the leading theory is that the noises were simply a coyote or a fox, as they do tend to make weird noises like that. Still a pretty freaky video, and honestly it's impressive this is the first Bigfoot entry we've had. Well, besides GTA Bigfoot in Tier 3.
That too. Like, I don't know why, but that almost reminded me, and I don't know if they're connected at all, if anyone wants to confirm that for me or not, but if like, you know how hyenas make very odd noises, though they're like nowhere remotely close to Oregon. I don't think they're not even native. Are they? They're in like Africa. Oh God, I don't know. I'm gonna show that I don't know where these creatures lie. Anyways, at the end of the day, coyotes and stuff. It seems like they are like, I don't know. Are they not in the same-ish family, like wild dog variant? I don't know. All right, let's keep going. That's crazy though. To hear that would be wild. Like, I have weird, strange occurrences that happen in my life all the time, but I need something like to hear something in a forest or something contact me. Yeah, I need something like that. I need some crazy shit. Echo of Truth.
Echo of Truth was a YouTube channel that was a propaganda account run by the North Korean government. Yeah, I think
I see a theme for this tier. Wasn't there another one? I swear I just went straight to it. I'm seeing sort of a theme. Yeah, it was the very beginning of this.
Jumped the gun a little bit while talking about these channels in the last part. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Jumped the gun from, talking about these channels. Okay, see, he instantly confirmed it for me. I'm gonna stop pausing as much, sorry. It's my first time coming back. I haven't recorded a video for a while, so I'm getting back into the flow.
The channel was created in 2017 and was run by the host, UNA, and she would host a series called What's Up Pyongyang. These videos would be vlogs about everyday life in the Hermit Kingdom. A ton of these videos no longer exist thanks to YouTube deleting the account for pretty obvious reasons. However, archives exist on archive.org. These videos would feature things such as supermarkets, where they flex the fact that there is food somewhere in the country, which, you know, flexing the existence of food is always a good sign. In one video I found, What's Up Pyongyang COVID-19 situation in DPRK, they brag about the fact that people started wearing masks and that North Korea is one of the only countries in the entire world that is entirely devoid of the coronavirus. UNA also takes us to one of the supermarkets, asking customers what they think is the most popular products in stock. One woman says that toilet paper is very popular, and then without being prompted, she explains that there is enough toilet paper to satisfy customers. Maybe in an effort to one-up the Western world, which was suffering from toilet paper outages in the early COVID days. I don't know, but it is very funny out of context, and in context too. There's also another video where we get a glimpse into an Italian restaurant in Pyongyang. This is supposedly world famous, and one of the most popular spots in the city. However, you'll notice, as is the case with a lot of other videos of North Korea, they forgot that popular places are usually, you know, populated. In the entire video, they only...
Yeah, you know, I'm seeing the long-running theme with all of this. It's I don't know why an Italian pizza place in North Korea makes me fucking giggle. I'm not trying to end up on any list, but also that, why is it like a backrooms level? Why does this all feel like, why does the whew, hang on. It's so odd. I'm trying to also like manage my cough, but why is it that these videos feel so staged? Like, I mean, they're very clearly staged, but why are they very clearly staged? Like, is North Korea really under that much control? I don't look into anything politically like that. So, I mean, if somebody is more versed on the topic and way more informed, or honestly is someone who's done a little bit of research, want to give me the overall gist. It's something I never really thought about looking into. I actually find it fascinating to see like kind of how much control they're under media wise, and what comes in and out in terms of like news, and you know, but obviously there is this facade that they are trying to upkeep of that this is a completely, I don't know, like a what's odd is that they're like he said, with the toilet paper, with the food, and what they're flexing, like it's like the bare minimum of what a hospitable place for denizens should be. I think that's the best way I can put it. It's the oddest shit to see.
They show like 2 customers, and
yeah, like why is the restaurant not populated? Almost like it's an entire, like it's like a backrooms level.
Neither of them speak really naturally, like they're reading off a script or something. Also, not to mention, the food looks fucking terrible. They show off a couple of pizzas and some pasta that range from nothing special to actually disgusting. And the best—
see, like they're actually doing this. Like what? It doesn't even look like the pizza went through the oven.
Part is that they never show anyone taking bites out of the food. There's also another restaurant video, this time a fish restaurant, which mercifully doesn't show any of the food at all. I think if they can't get pizza right, I'm terrified to know what they do for seafood. Needless to say, it's a comically terrible attempt at propaganda. In these videos, you'll notice that the people they interviewed never really talk about their lives like at all. They try to make it seem like they do, but really all it amounts to is like, the government is good. The people like the government, so the people are happy.
I feel for them.
They never really go in depth about what it's like living in North Korea beyond that. And of course, there's never a single bit of negativity in these videos either. Because of course not, they're not allowed to. These kinds of videos are always so eerie to me. I'll put the archive.org link in the description so you can check them out for yourself.
Maybe I'll actually check them out for myself, and like, I don't know if I want to make videos on them, but like, or no, you can't, right? YouTube takes them down. Either way, I try to stay away from what YouTube takes down because I wouldn't want my channel to go down. I would miss you lovely people out there, and yeah, all the videos I've made over the years, so. QBA.
Christian Omar Palma Gutierrez, better known by his stage name QBA, was a Mexican rapper with around 100,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Was a Mexican rapper. Is he now deceased?
Something that was pretty well known is that he was involved with the Jalisco New Generation cartel. His music videos would commonly focus on him and the cartel, and he would get ridiculous amounts of views on his videos. Like, I'm talking several multi-million view videos, which is why it was all the more confusing when he was arrested in 2018 for admitting to murdering 3 film students that were captured by the cartel. Apparently, the students were filming something for school in the wrong part of town and were mistaken for a rival gang. They were then taken in for interrogation and subsequently tortured and killed. Where the rapper comes into the story is that he was arrested on account of dissolving their dead bodies in acid. Yeah, that's a pretty out there reason to get arrested. Normally when you hear about a rapper getting arrested, it's for like drug possession or at worst a murder with like a gun, like a, you know.
Well, I mean, nah, no comment. No comment. Rel, no comment. No comment. Neither Lunar or Rel will make a comment on this.
A normal way of murdering somebody, but like dissolving them in acid? Jesus Christ. The craziest part is that he was supposedly doing it for around 3,000 pesos a week, which translates to about 140 US dollars. Like, really? You have videos on YouTube getting millions of views, and you go on to dissolve some bodies for less than $150 a week? That's probably like 10 to 15 hours of minimum wage. That's insane.
File your taxes one.
Wow, bro. What? That's absolutely insane. Oh shoot, Whitney, Wisconsin.
Amy Lynn Liu, better known by her internet alias Whitney Wisconsin, is an infamous internet figure who is perhaps most known for being featured by Leafy back in the edgy 2016
Oh, yep. Yeah.
YouTube era. She's had a couple infamous escapades, one of which was that she made a video where she fingers herself in a mall bathroom.
It's crazy that this is 6:39 a.m. Just for absolutely, like, for you angel number people, that's great.
And then begins walking around asking men if the quote-unquote perfume on her fingers smells good. Her most infamous video was probably the one called Top 10 Reasons Why You Should Have Sex with Dogs. Which
That's the one, because she was petting the dog, and I was like, I'm pretty sure this girl or woman right here did some weird dog stuff.
is, yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like. From what I can gather, she didn't actually have sex with dogs, but rather it was some kind of weird comedy sketch. However, she did get arrested on account of public indecency, you know, for filming porn videos in public. Oh, and she also drank her dog's piss, so maybe she isn't above having sex with them. I don't know. Whitney, Wisconsin is a huge rabbit hole, so I recommend you go watch this video by Fuso in the description. That goes over pretty much everything.
Nah, but that's wild. Some individuals, man, it's an insane world we live in.
Gabfrab is a YouTube channel that joined in 2006, and his content is weird. Descriptive introduction, I know. His most popular upload is a video titled Transvaginal Mesh Failure. In this video, he's breathing heavily while carrying this naked Barbie doll with a Chiquita banana sticker over its face on top of a pizza. He then brings it to this forest clearing with a bunch of other toys gathered around as they watch him light the doll and the pizza on fire. After it's lit, he pulls out what looks like a ribcage with a bunch of marshmallows skewered onto it. And then he begins to cook the marshmallows with the pizza doll campfire he made. He then has this to say.
Transvaginal mesh failure. Deep within the death glitch. Lightning strikes like a shot of cum. Sent to impregnate the earth with electricity.
And then the video ends. This video was originally found on r/deep into YouTube around 10 years ago, which explains the high view count. But it's not his only weird video. Fanta Blood is one where he explains that he was given the choice between animal sacrifice and coming in a glass of Fanta. Possible Christian reference. His choice was the former, which explains the ribcage that is seen in this and the previous video.
Gave me two choices. Animal sacrifice. Or come in a glass of Fanta.
He really likes this rib cage, bro. What the fuck is going on, dude?
Guess which one I chose.
There's also Sunday School Abortion Chamber, where he shows this sign that says Sunday School, Childcare, and Elevator, and then he, like, walks down this path for 10 seconds, and then turns the camera around, and, well...
Abortion chambers.
Okay. There's also this video called Sniffles, where he, through teary eyes, explains that his husband left him, and he's shirtless, wearing a pissed pair of sweatpants with a newspaper sticking out of them, and he's...
I have no idea, guys. I don't even have a comment, bro. I think I'm, like, being this far down the YouTube iceberg tiers, and, like, everything that was already desensitizing me about everything that was already desensitizing me about living and existing in this era or just this timeline was one thing. And now this is like like cleaning up the edges. It's like polishing my already smooth brain from all of this stuff now into even smoother. I like not. This is different, bro. I don't have comments, bro.
Covered in unidentified red and
Like, what the fuck do I say?
yellow liquids. So what's the deal with this channel? It's pretty obvious, at least
It's an art project.
to me, that Gabfrab is just a guy that does weird shit to get a rise out of people, and there's no mystery or even art project here. In his channel's
Never mind.
description, he links to his blog, where he goes more in depth about his life. Apparently, according to this Reddit post by him, as of 2017, for the past 9 years, he'd made a living traveling the United States, having drugs tested on him. It seems as if his main thing is writing extensively about his life experience as a vagabond on his blog, living out of his car, and trying to have sex with people from Craigslist. Kind of a dope life, not gonna lie. Good blog, too.
But honestly, on that aspect, like this. Okay, now that we know more about this dude, is also why I don't judge. Is really, it's just people like, yo. It's really just, I can't lie. People authentically just being them and doing themselves. Like, you know, I can't hate, bro. Okay, that's cool. Look at this. He's a writer and have written extensively about travel and strange encounters. That's pretty crazy. He made a living traveling the U.S. and having drugs tested on him. That's crazy. I live in my car as I shift around the country in search of money, love, and warm weather. Like, that's crazy. My dude just seems normal. Like, normal. Okay. Upstairs neighbor making demonic noises.
Upstairs neighbor making demonic noises at night is a video that sadly no longer exists. It was posted to Reddit in 2016 by a deleted account. However, it's currently privated and the Wayback Machine has failed to archive it. Thankfully though, the audio was preserved on SoundCloud by a user named Catfuckers with a PH. So, thank you to Catfuckers with a PH for preserving this video.
Yeah.
I'll play a part of this audio for you, and you can come to your own conclusion on what's going on first. So what is it? I honestly don't know. I'd love to have the answers to everything, but sadly I could barely even find this video, much less explain it. Some believe it to be the sound of moving furniture around, some think it's a sick pet, some think it's two cats fighting, but there's really no way of knowing for certain. Well, Reddit says that the person who posted it deleted their account. This guy in the replies, Makispy, seems to be the OP who posted the video for his friend. Apparently his friend was too scared to post the video, so he did it for him. Okay. He says that during the day, his neighbor is friendly and seems normal, but in the nighttime, he hears these weird sounds. And that's pretty much all the information related to this video that exists. I like this guy on SoundCloud's theory that they're moving furniture and also happen to have a pet boar. It's just a funny visual in my head.
So I was dating this guy, Chris.
Yeah, honestly. Kadence Pinder?
Kadence Pinder is a YouTuber that started her channel back in 2014, but the only videos that currently exist on her channel were uploaded in 2017 and early 2018. This is because in 2017, Kadence Pinder came out as transgender and wiped all her existing content before that point, which is a pretty reasonable thing to do. I'd imagine most trans people wouldn't want to have a constant reminder and archive of their pre-transition life up for everyone to see. Her existing content would be vlogs focusing around the trans lifestyle, like beauty routines, dealing with dysphoria, legally changing her name, stuff like that. Eventually, though, she stopped uploading, although this time, it wasn't mysterious or abrupt or anything like that. While her videos were popular, they weren't enough to pay the bills, and as a result, she was left feeling burnt out and needed to find a job elsewhere. So what happened is that she, along with her boyfriend Marcus Strebel, founded a makeshift daycare in their home in 2018, which would prove to be fairly successful for the next couple of months. However, around a year later in 2019, an alert would be sent to authorities by Google that they found one of their users uploading CP to their account. The account just so happened to belong to Kadence, When the two were questioned, they confirmed that the Google account did belong to her, but they had never downloaded anything illegal like that, or at least not purposefully. Kadence claimed that it must have been an accident or something, and that she accidentally downloaded CP while scrolling through Tumblr, while Marcus claimed that he had knowingly downloaded the images, but hadn't known that the children featured were underage. The photos, mind you, showed kids as young as 3 years old, which were, dare I say, daycare age. I don't believe it was ever confirmed whether the images were produced by the couple in their daycare, but I also don't believe the story that they just found them on Tumblr and didn't know they were underage, because A, I don't think you can find that on Tumblr. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it just doesn't seem like a very useful place to be looking for that sort of thing. And also the images were, again, of children that weren't.
Oh yeah, I'm just burnt out from YouTube, so let me just go and start a daycare, and all of a sudden I have child pee all over my fucking... What? Is this even real? Am I real? No comment, bro. What the what? Sandy couple who violated pre-trial release plead guilty to CP charges to avoid prison. I would have some choice things to say here, but I don't know. I'm gonna let y'all psychically pick up on my messages.
Weren't even teenagers yet, so when they're that young, I thought their 18 defense is pretty much unusable. No matter the case, Kadence Pinder and Marcus Dribble eventually pleaded guilty to CP possession, landing themselves on the sex offender registry. Clip 028 is a student film inspired by Marble Hornets and Cannibal Holocaust, uploaded by Hero Slayer 5 in 2011. It starts with an opening message. Dear Mr. Garfield,
okay, let me say this. Okay, these tiers moving up here are pretty cursed. These pretty cursed. From the North Korea stuff to it's pretty cursed. I'll give you all that. These are cursed. I'm going through each one of these segments like slowly dying, but also when certain details get revealed, it's all right. Like the guy before who was just like, I thought it was an art project. What was his name? Gabfrab? What is it? Oh, GRB Frab or Gabfrab. Yeah, Gabfrab. Yeah. And like the dog girl was already known. Like I knew that one. Or like not dog girl, but I guess recording this stuff in public. I didn't remember any of that about her, but this is pretty cursed. And like the Mexican YouTuber.
Successful in our attempts to obtain any information leading to location of the owners of the found camera. Of the 28 recorded video clips, Clip 028 is the only one that could be successfully restored for viewing. We feel that this is a matter best suited for the FBI. Do not contact us again regarding the situation. And then the clip plays of some friends trying to find their friend Dylan in the forest at night. They hear his screams and then eventually find him impaled on a pole. But no, that's not real. Shut up. Everyone else eventually gets kidnapped and murdered in the same way, and then the video ends. It's pretty solid for a student film. Things are kept somewhat ambiguous, leading the story to be left to imagination. It's not connected to anything or anything like that, but it does stand fairly well on its own.
They got cooked by Vlad the Impaler. Pissing on fire ants.
Pissing on Fire Ants is a video uploaded by Douglas Stillion in 2018. It's a video of him pissing on an anthill. Not a whole lot more to say about this one, really.
What? The
Bloody Door is a collaborative horror project by a lot of big early YouTube stars, done for a Halloween 2008 special. The full list of contributors are put in the description, and it's just a little bit jarring because basically none of these people are remembered today.
Well, yeah, Rhett and Link is on there. Rhett and Link. Damn, yeah, a lot of them aren't. Jen Fabulous, is that who I think it is? Naughty Puppet Show. Bowling Ball Out, Jack and Danielle. Now, I mean, Rhett and Link. Rhett and Link is like the only one that's familiar to me on the list.
Like, of course there's Rhett and Link, who I would assume everyone knows. And then Michael Buckley, I guess. host of What the Buck, and that's like pretty much it. I don't even recognize a single other name here. I'm not even saying any of this just to hate. It's just kind of crazy how many primordial YouTube stars just aren't really around anymore.
I love that he said primordial because that's exactly what I would say. Primordial YouTube stars.
The site had a completely different culture back then. Anyways, the basic plot of the video is that a young couple come across a YouTube video called The Bloody Door, which is said to kill you if you watch it.
I think
it's
I've heard
infused with the
this.
soul of a commenter called Phineas Boot, who would leave angry comments on every YouTube video he found until he managed to piss off some warlock who forced his soul into the video. It's obviously not the greatest short film ever. The acting is pretty terrible and the plot is a little dumb, and the whole thing just kind of consists of a reel of a bunch of people pretending to die, but it's still very charming. I don't know, it reminds me of a simpler YouTube, and people were just having fun making videos on this brand new thing. It's truly a relic of its time, and something like this probably couldn't happen today. Or maybe it could. I don't know if that's the doomer in me talking.
The doomer, yeah. I don't know, maybe it could though.
1,000 Pounds refers to this video by R33Mix, and it's a TF2 Gmod animation that kind of speaks for itself. I don't even really know how to describe it. Let's just look at it.
Ever since Kimura was a little girl, she had her...
What the fuck? Alrighty. Oops.
The comment section for the song Only You by Portishead is very strange, and it's all thanks to a certain commenter called Do What. On this video, they would repeatedly comment like strings of text that seems to be them arguing with somebody. You might immediately think that the person they're arguing with maybe deleted their account, leaving only one side of the argument. However, what's weird is that the comments don't really relate to one another at all, and there's not really any way it could be a coherent conversation. And this would last like months, even years before the channel was eventually taken down at some point. I couldn't really tell you when. I found this Reddit thread that not many seem to bring up when discussing Do What online, where they go in depth to a couple of their comments. The first screenshot is someone asking if Do What is okay, to which they reply, obviously not, and don't pretend to give a rat's ass or that you'll do anything about it. Next, here's a comment that says they're in a female body, which seems a bit vague, but I think that means they're a woman. And then there's a comment where they quote-unquote explain it all. A commenter asks how many personalities are inside Do What's bodies, plural. They're aware that they're the result of mind control, and a mind being shattered into multiple parts, trying to make it easier to gain control of one part of their mind. Do What responds by saying everyone is under mind control, and that the people they're speaking to is their mother and their brother, who are apparently both deceased, as is everyone. They say they've achieved godhead, and that they can speak to and through entities in the past, present, and future, using a medium that can't be erased, and that they've been through these lives in one dimension or another. So basically they believe that they're talking to people from multiple timelines and realities, and that's why it seems like they're speaking aimlessly to no one. I still don't know why they picked this music video to do it on, but still, whatever. Since their channel got taken down, a ton of other channels began doing the same thing, in a very suspiciously similar way to Do What. Channels like Yeah Right, Tracy Spam 1, and Tracy Spam 2. All these channels are what I believe to be ran by Do What, and they're still commenting to this very day. I'll link the music video if you want to go down the rabbit hole yourself, but please don't be dumb and harass this person or be mean to them. For real.
That's a nice message that you put there after this one. I didn't really think
Nonversate is a YouTube channel that was created in 2017, notably featured on videos by Mudahar and Rainbot. Nonversate comes off
also because I sound pretty wild in my videos when I talk about spirituality and metaphysical things. You guys have probably already got a taste of it, so I'm surprised that any of you still hang around when I open my mouth about those things. I appreciate you guys fully who do that, because at the end of the day, I'm just expressing myself authentically, and I know that that can have an effect of, you know, pushing a lot of individuals away, but truthfully, are they really meant to be in your life anyways?
Off as a failed ARG. Their description reads, post-cultural visionary, entangled in pursuit of the apogee, thus boundless and perpetual autonomy. Which is definitely a whole bunch of words. It kind of had an interesting aesthetic going on, like this video, which is their most popular one, but it doesn't really feel like there was a whole lot of passion put into it. These videos were featured by YouTubers, not because they were discovered randomly or anything, but they would actually go to like every YouTuber saying like, oh, you should totally check out our stuff. It's super creepy. Whereas other ARGs would be at least a little more discreet about it. This channel also had a Patreon, like, immediately, which kind of seems like jumping the gun a little bit to me.
Right.
Their channel description also features the website for opculture.com, which appears to be this clothing brand website, I guess.
Oh.
But when you try to open the store, nothing shows up. Oh, but it does advertise that you'll get a free NFT if you sign up to their email list, so that's pretty valuable. Another thing I'd like to cover about this channel is their subreddit, r/nonversate. If you visit this subreddit, you'll notice submissions are restricted, and the only post is from a user who would seem to be a former moderator of the subreddit. She talks about how Nonversate specifically requested that she remove every post to the subreddit and quote-unquote communicated more something have been going on behind the scenes. She says she's been suffering from chronic illness, which has been getting worse over the last 2 years, and can't do in-depth looks into ARGs anymore. She then apologizes for deleting all the posts, as she was under the impression that Nonversate would be posting and engaging with the community. However, that was an assumption on her part, as until a few days ago, the subreddit was empty. So yeah, definitely a bit of drama surrounding this channel, it would seem like. I guess it would make sense that Nonversate doesn't really interact with their audience, as they do need to keep up that creepy and mysterious vibe they have going. But the interactivity is like the whole fun of ARGs, so I don't know. There's a couple of side channels like EmmaBot and EugeneBot, which are supposed to be personal assistants to the channel, I guess. And also Op Culture, which is the name of the brand site, and The Opposition. Those last two are completely blank. Finally, there's Gameversate, which is the gaming channel, and there's not even anything.
You know, by the end of this Iceberg, as we're coming up on the final tiers, I'm actually wondering to myself, could I pull off a pretty successful ARG? I remember I mentioned something about it earlier on, like doing a getting together, but again, you know, everyone's schedule, personal lives, and everything play into that, so it's just kind of more of like wishful thinking or dreaming. But it'd be cool to start an ARG with swag and potted plant, or some sort of way to kick it off, because I feel like I would do pretty well. I don't know, maybe I wouldn't, but I don't know. Seeing some of these channels that go for this like artistic ARG thing, I feel like I could pull one off. I don't know why. I don't know. Thoughts just coming to mind, but it'd be fun.
Creepy or mysterious.
Just would
about
have to
these
find
videos
the
is
time
just
to do it if I did it with
Call of
anyone
Duty
else.
gameplay. There's something interesting to me and kind of funny about failed ARGs. It's the kind of thing that you need to do with a lot of like tact and care and passion put into it, and you're not really allowed to break character or anything like that, or otherwise ruin the immersion. The most successful ARG stories are the ones that people mistake for being real. However, Nonversate just kind of feels soulless, you know? Like it gives the impression that they're just there to make a quick buck. I mean, there's literally a merch store that gives you free NFTs if you sign up.
That's what I got from it too, so
If you've been keeping up with this series, you are probably well acquainted with the fact that ARGs are ridiculously oversaturated on YouTube, to the point where even I'm sick of them. And Nonversate is a good example of what late stage ARGs are like. And there's kind of a
See, yeah, I remember that too, so that sucks. That's also why I don't think I would attempt one, because you know, like you would have to break into that niche and literally go so hard that people, it just gets fucking Men in Black wiped from their mind. The little click that ARGs are oversaturating, you know, the internet or YouTube right now. So yeah, but
reason why it's down here in tier 9, never taking off. It's kind of sad, honestly, because while ARGs were, objectively speaking, originally a pretty cool concept, and there still are some really cool ones that hold up, but nowadays I can't really find myself getting excited by them. It's a dying or possibly even dead art to me. I guess this entry got a bit more opinionated than it probably should have, but I just wanted to share my thoughts on the medium, as I have spent a pretty big chunk of this series talking about them.
no, there
last
was
thing I'd like to say about
hella
Nonversate is that this thumbnail has a swastika on it for no reason. So, yeah. Do with that what you will.
Well, again, I have to, okay. So again, Swag maybe knows this, but again, this symbol was a symbol for peace. And I feel like, you know, the big man, Hitler, knew what he was doing when he switched it, but there's a different, like, the symbol was obviously taken from things that I've researched a long time ago. The symbol was obviously taken and flipped to be a more negative symbol based like on its origin. Like it was like kind of like if you think of like a mass evil man, whatever, it's the YouTube Iceberg, a mass murdering genius or whatever, if you want to call him a genius, took the symbol and flipped it because it was a symbol of peace. And I think Swag, I don't know if you acknowledged this in a previous tier when the symbol came up, but again, I don't know. This channel's probably doing it to be edgy or whatever, but the fact that it's in the center and it's a third eye sort of thing, I don't know. maybe they know what the original symbol was, but you know, it's good to know some aspects of symbols and history, because that's like a part of how our brain is programmed. So your brain is programmed through trauma, repetition, and symbols. So it's like everyone, as soon as they see that symbol and don't know the origin, associate it with what, you know. So that's why I think it's important to always like educate yourself on certain things. But I feel like Swag touched on that before, but if not, here's a good thing for everyone. This is literally a symbol for peace that was turned into a symbol of fucking fear and hatred and all that.
If you want to learn how to edit,
So yeah. Obey what?
No,
Obey.
Jesus. It's been quite some time, hasn't it? All the way back in Tier 3, we discussed
Oh!
the classic piece of YouTube horror, Obedece a la Morsa, or as it's more commonly known, Obey the Walrus. This entry refers to the creator of that video and their YouTube channel. Now, when I originally covered Tier 3, I said, like, maybe half a sentence about this guy, kind of just brushed it off and told you to go watch someone else's video about the subject
Obey
instead of
the
trying to go in
walrus.
depth myself. However, since then, I'd like to say I've improved quite a bit, and I'm well equipped enough to go at least a bit more in depth. So our story starts in 2007. A Latin American channel was created called Obey the Walrus, with an O for a 0 and an uppercase I instead of an L. Horror videos weren't super popular at the time. YouTube was still, you know, learning how to walk, saying its first words, all the milestones you hit when you're a baby. The first video uploaded was the eponymous Obedece a la Morsa, which features the character Andros from Star Fox singing the Itsy Bitsy Spider nursery rhyme. Interspliced with this is footage of Sandy Crisp, also known as the Goddess Bunny, a transgender entertainer who was diagnosed with polio from an extremely young age. As a result of the treatment she was given, her body was severely disfigured, leading her movements to get, you know, creepy points, I guess. So this video is kind of fucked up when you think about it like that.
Yeah.
They're basically using someone else's life story for creepy shock footage. Of course, we're also talking about the same time period as the Jesse Slaughter story, so it's not really something that should come as shocking. Perhaps lesser known than Obedece a la Morsa are the videos created by the channel. There were around 11 videos on this channel, although half of them have since been taken down, including the original. Some of these videos contain clips of things like certain videos we've already witnessed on the Iceberg, like the dancing clown video, or the car commercial screamer, or Rubber Johnny by Aphex Twin. These videos also include things like gore, which is probably fake, like from a movie or something, and a real video of a snake eating a rat. At the time, nobody really knew why Obey the Walrus was doing
And a
all this.
chihuahua.
Theories began being slung around that, to tell the truth, were fucking stupid, like satanic propaganda, or MK Ultra mind control schemes, or pedophilic subliminal messages. You know, because everything weird in the 2000s was one of those things. However, Obey the Walrus actually began opening up soon enough and was active on MySpace, where he would post his drawings, and even had his own forum. More people began to get a feel for his personality, where he was kind of a fucked up guy. He started an MSN chat room for those he deemed worthy. To prove your worth, you would have to complete an initiation ritual. What these rituals would entail is a mystery even to this day. Those who got in, though, would say that he would often talk about how much he enjoys viewing content such as gore, sadism, zoophilia, and coprophilia, which is the fetish for poop. Yeah, Pampered Shoe really was the point of no return for poop stuff, wasn't he? You should probably memorize the word coprophilia if you don't know it, because that is certainly not the last time I'm going to be saying it in this Iceberg. Anyways, based on the way Obey the Walrus spoke of himself as some sort of a leader, or even god, made many believe he was trying to form a cult. Were people really in on the idea of this? Kind of. He definitely had his followers, but I'd imagine a lot of people were under the impression that what they were doing was all like a role play or a bit or something. Even still, this one dude who made this one video...
I feel very weird watching this video specifically right here. Swag, why did you have to loop this? I don't know, it just feels off.
that got popular started a whole community of infighting. There was a user called Music Is My Faith, who was strongly against Obey the Walrus's general persona and behavior, and so he started a channel of his own, analyzing the videos and trying to find the subliminal messages and stuff like that. There was also certain users such as 77 Tortellini, a detractor who was probably just as bad as Obey the Walrus himself, and Conquazabit, who would be kind of a dick rider of the group's leader and was named his right-hand man, or his Prince of Terror. However, Conquazabit would later betray him and reveal that one of those initiation rituals was to take a picture of himself naked with "I did this for the walrus" written across his chest. He would also reveal that the whole thing wasn't a character, and that he was actually as fucked up as he says, though he probably doesn't actually think he's a god. As a result, Obey the Walrus's forum would be completely nuked, leading to most of the content of this whole debacle to be lost to time, only survived by those who remember it, such as Reddit user Dreamer1, who made this post to r/hobbydrama, which is where I'm getting most of the info for this entry from. Obey the Walrus made a statement stating that the forum was deleted because of demonic forces, and that is difficult to explain to mortals such as those watching. Conquazabit would keep going though, and reveal that Obey the Walrus was in the initial stages of schizophrenia, and literally worshipped the walrus, which was the true god he actually believed in. Jeez, I thought it was just called that because it was like lol XD random era humor. He knew he was suffering from schizophrenia because he sent like 9 different psychology experts images of his art that he drew on MySpace, and they came to that conclusion. Kind of sounds like complete bullshit to me, but you know, whatever. Conquazabit would express sympathy for Obey the Walrus, hoping that he overcomes his mental health struggles and just generally wishes him well. However, he would also make the baffling decision to dox him, leading to the revelation that he was just some 19-year-old kid from Mexico. After this video, Obey the Walrus would leave the internet for good, most likely to never be seen again on the internet, with some random accounts popping up that have connections that are entirely unconfirmed. The lasting legacy of the feud is the video itself. Many people know this as a classic viral video, and as Iceberg even puts it in the same tier as like Nyan Cat and Gangnam Style and Charlie Bit My Finger, but the actual background knowledge is all the way down here, which might be for the best. Sandy Crisp, the goddess bunny, passed away in 2021 from COVID-19. However, before she passed, she gave her thoughts on the video, saying that she didn't particularly care for it and didn't like being called a walrus.
And that Obey the Walrus, excuse me, I'm not a walrus, I'm a human being. And I would appreciate it if people would recognize that.
Even though that's not what the point of the video was, but still I feel like she had a right to be annoyed with it either way.
World, the time is...
Find it interesting how, of all the creepy YouTube videos that supposedly have dark origins and scary backstories, it's this one, which is one of the most popular and well-known ones, to be a bit more than just some weird art project. One can only hope that Obey the Walrus is doing a bit better for not only themselves, but also the people around them. Based on the fact they've never really revealed themselves since then, I could only imagine that they're not exactly proud of the person they used to be when they were a teenager. But hey, who is?
I am.
And that's about it for part 1 of tier 9 of the massive YouTube iceberg. Originally, I was going to split this tier up into only 2 parts, since we are getting to the point where tiers have less and less entries. However, I can't find myself doing that just yet, because some of these entries are a little too interesting. We're really coming down the home stretch, though, to the point where I should probably start considering what content I'll be doing after it's all over. I do want to start streaming, so look out for that maybe soon, and I do really want to branch out and make videos about a single topic rather than a bunch of random shit like the Iceberg format usually does. Maybe some more videos like the Rain Dog video from a while back. That was a fun video. Whether or not the algorithm will agree with that decision is a different story, but hey, it's worth a shot. I did really like working on the other 2 short videos I made in the past that weren't directly part of the iceberg. However, I've also heard rumblings that Potted Plant is making another iceberg that's significantly bigger than the YouTube iceberg, so I also might end up covering that too. I suppose only time can tell. Until then, thank you all for keeping up with this project for this long. Depending on when this video goes up, the series is, or almost 2 years old by now, which feels fucked up. That feels way too long ago. It's been a journey for sure, and I only have my audience and my friends to thank me for helping me get this far. Thank you especially to those who support me on Patreon and Ko-fi, and also the people who just watch the videos. Everything helps. Join me next time, and we'll continue on with Tier 9 Part 2. See ya.
There we have it, guys. Sorry, it's kind of just like zoned out there listening to him at the end, but it is actually really cool to see everything that has come for this. It's cool to see. I like to see YouTubers I don't know about that are like on the smaller side grow. I've liked to see myself grow. I like to see the community and the people you meet. And I think the massive YouTube iceberg is one of those things that is like, if you're slightly a fan of YouTube or you should watch, man. Like, I don't normally even make posts for things, but this is like, I don't use TikTok, and when I got into watching this, I literally made a TikTok just dedicated to like, yo, if you like YouTube, you gotta check out this iceberg. I think Potted Plant did a great job adding so much. Like it's just the dedication to doing something like that, and then like having the certain highlighted like words for the specific entries, you know, just like labeling everything, and then Swag going and like compiling it into like a video essays. It's honestly awesome, and honestly, I don't know. I like I really do like my videos where I comment over stuff, but again, reaction videos aren't really liked on the platform by certain creators who do a little bit of, you know, react content a little bit lazier. So that's why I just say I'm a commentator over some of this stuff that I'm watching. But I feel like such a lame because it's such an awesome project. And it's like I feel like I'm just sitting here watching it. But I'm glad that you all enjoy it. I will keep doing it. I'm not gonna push myself to also try to talk over every point. If there's just some entries I don't have much to say, I'm just not gonna say much. But again, I'm seeing how a lot of these tiers right here are cursed. Wow, we're done at 11:11. Look at that. So much love in Moonlight, and I will see y'all in the next one. Love y'all. Peace.